MIL calls me a terrible dad and husband for letting wife go to the store. My wife and I live 2,600 kilometers away from her family. When our daughter was 2, we traveled to go visit her family. One evening our daughter tripped outside and got a small cut on her knee. We had forgot to pack our first aid kit, so I asked my MIL if they had band-aids. She said no. I told my wife that I would run to the store to get some, but our daughter would not let me put her down, so my wife said she would go instead. The next morning I overheard my MIL telling my wife how selfish I was and other rude things. I walked into the conversation and asked my MIL why she thought so poorly of me. She continued to tell me that because I sent my wife to the store instead of going myself, that meant I was self-centered. That not having band-aids made me a terrible father, and that I'm a terrible husband for letting my wife go out when it might not be safe. For context's sake, my wife had traveled on public transit on her own since she was 7 because her parents were always working. And when I met her when she was 19, she still had an 8 p.m. curfew. Her parents had weird double standards of what they deemed appropriate. That and on our trip we had our car, so all she had to do is drive 3 blocks to the closest gas station. Wife made the joke, "This is why we live halfway across the country." Then all hell broke loose, and my MIL told me that I stole their baby girl, she's their daughter, not my wife, and all kinds of silly things. I was upset for how disrespectful they were being, not only to me, but to my wife, by treating her like she was a child. We were 26 at the time of this trip, and like she hadn't chosen to leave her family because they always treated her so poorly. Suffice it to say, we didn't stay long, and my wife was right. There's a reason we live 2,600 kilometers away from them.
Check out my other splendid videos.